Welcome to the Entrepreneurship series. Today I'm here with Miss Mareen Alexander. What year did you begin your career?
Well, Liam, first let me say thank you, and I am so happy to be in Liam's world. He is a darling. Well, I started this entrepreneurship, this journey into the field of media and entertainment. It was quite, 2019, thereabout, It's the first thing I did when I left school. It's the first thing once I graduated from high school. I went straight into training to become a radio announcer. That's how it started.
What tips do you offer your customers?
Well, I am in the field of media, so I do voiceover, I do commercials, I do radio, I do presenting for television, I host events, I do so much. It's quite all surrounding the world of media.
When did you realize that this was the thing you wanted to do over other things?
Well, the truth is, Liam, the realization came very quick. I left high school and I thought I wanted to do something. I didn't want to go back to college or anything of that sort. So I used to always be listening to the radio all the time. I never took it for anything. But when I heard an advertisement one day, because you do advertisements, right? One day I heard an advertisement that this station was looking for people. They had a training program for radio. So I signed up, I had a long journey in getting there, signed up, and I went and I started the course. It was immediately evident because within the first 2 weeks, when I started the training, they put me on air. I was the only person. There was about 16 of us as part of the class, and they put me on air. So they must have recognized something in there from a very early state. When we were complete with the training, I was one of the persons that they hired at the radio. So by that time, I started to figure it out that, okay, probably this is something happening here. I felt at home. So I knew then this was something I had to explore.
Did you ever have a fear of public speaking?
Did I ever? Let me tell you, Liam. I mean, everybody looks at Mareen now and then, oh boy, you cut out for this. The first time, I'm telling you this now. The first time, Liam, they opened the mic for half an hour, just stand up in front of the mic and nothing come out, Not one words. I kid you not. But yeah, from time to time, and I still do get sometimes, depending on the mood I'm in and depending on the audience or the mandate settled before me. Every opportunity to present is a new one, it's an exciting one. So you always get that little jitteries. I get it all the time, even though when I present, no one really sees. But before I take any stage or before I do any presentation, including my little interview here, I get a little jitters. But over time, with experience, you get over it.
What do you dislike about the television industry the most?
It's not really a dislike. It's more of sometimes it can pose as an inconvenience, because when you become a spotlight or a public person, you're really and truly, because it's like you don't have no privacy anymore. So, but over time, I guess you get to make peace with it, because it is what it is, and you just make peace with it over time. But sometimes it can become a little challenging, because you can't have a moment to yourself or your family. Sometimes somebody is always in your space. The other thing is, if you're not careful in this industry, you can get carried away. So you have to be very mindful and very grounded, because with all the attention that comes with it, if you are not grounded, you could get wrapped up in the attention, and that's not good. Not good at all. You would understand that not good.
Do you get bored of doing the same thing over and over every day?
No, I don't get bored, but there in the industry you have to have moments of reset, and I make sure that I do that. So I guess that's why I don't feel bored, because there's times I just pull away and I just lock it all off because it's necessary. If I don't do that and I keep going on, then yes, I start to feel monotonous and I start to feel like, okay, we're just rolling over to the time. But the industry requires you to take some reset, and I do that. So you have to understand what the industry and the career field requires. And once you understand and you operate within that mode, you don't feel the boredom, you don't feel that part. You reset when it's necessary. Yes.
How often and how long is the reset?
Well, I try to at least twice a year, but sometimes it doesn't permit. You know, sometimes the demands don't permit, so sometimes I get to do it during my vacation once a year. But what happens during that time, I make sure at least for 1 week straight, I do nothing. Absolutely nothing. I empty the brains, I everything that's on it, I put it down. Everything, okay, that I have to do, the house have to sweep, I just lock everything off for that moment. It's challenging, but I do it. And once I get past that first week, within the second week, then I start to put the mental in place. Then I start to put the physical. I go to the gym. I go to the nature reserve. So I will do that for about 2 weeks. So let's say we do 2 or 3 weeks, thereabout. Or longer if I can, but I could work with 2 or 3 weeks.
What advice do you have for a young person that wants to pursue media?
Oh boy, it's an exciting field. It's a beautiful field. It's it's a field that is evolving in many ways. I think now, if you get into media now, there's so much. Media is now so diverse. You know, gone are the days when media was sit down in front of you, you're like a straight jacket. You know, media has now lightened up a bit, so you have media where you can actually be as real as possible. So there's a lot of excitement within the field of media as it is right now. But I would definitely advise young people, if they want to come into the field, yes, explore all of the new trends, but also remain grounded in the foundation of what media was originally set out to be, because we're losing a lot of that with the new era of media. We're losing the groundedness of what media it intentionally was supposed and set out to be, and if you're going to come into media, remember is it true? Make sure you fact check. If you're going to go into these things, you want to make sure that you're a positive addition to the field. There are so many media people, when I say and I mean media personnel out there, but they are now shaping a narrative that is, it's not nice. So if you, as a young person, I think we need more young people or more people coming into the field, but who is going to stick true to what media originated and what it represents from start. Have some fun with it, yes, but be deliberate about holding firm to what media is supposed to do and elevate the society. If you're not going to be elevating the society through media, then don't come. Simple.
How do you think media has changed over the past 10 years, and how do you think it's going to change in the future?
Well, we touched on it a little bit. A lot has happened in the field of media, like I said. It's no longer a sit-down straight jacket, BBC type, kind of thing. Media has now, even when you look at the news, televised newscasts now, international and otherwise, you see in presentation where people are lightening up, they're cracking jokes. You couldn't see this 10 years ago, like 20 years ago, you could not see these things. No, absolutely not. So media has lightened up a lot more, but it has also brought in a lot of unsupervised, for want of a better term, elements. So you have media now that is taking a toll where it's unstructured. Anybody now could jump in front of a camera or in front of a smartphone and put anything out there and throw it out on social or on the media, and people can consume any and everything right now. So I believe that is one of the sad parts of it, but it also could work to our advantage. So we have to keep pushing back. we have to keep pushing back because, you know, I mean, those who know better, you do better. You understand, and you stand the ground, because there is always going to be room for the foundation of proper media and proper broadcasting. There is always going to be room for that. At the end of the day, this is where people are going to come back to the foundation and the realness of it. You know, when you're tired feed to all the junk, you know, and you start realizing, no, this is not it. People are going to start to want to come back, and you want to make sure that they have the solidness of real journalism, real media, when they come back to it. 10 years from, well, moving on out of there, well, if we don't do what we're supposed to do and we just sit on the sideline and complain, then we're opening up the floodgates for it to continue going where it's going, where there's no regulations. There is just anybody figure they could be a media person, and everybody just doing what they want without any guidelines. But let's hope that we are not going there. You know, let's hope we're not going there. But I do believe it's not all doom and gloom. I do believe that it has opened up the scope for a lot more people to get involved. It's just that people have to be deliberate, again, like I said, to, you know, stick true to what media is supposed to be, and, you know, work within that framework and mandate, like you're doing. Exactly.
How do you implement artificial intelligence into your business?
Liam, to tell you the truth, I'm scared of AI. That's the honest truth. I am a little scared of AI. So I have not explored AI in its full capacity as yet. But it is clear this is where we are heading. So I am going to be taking some time to understand AI a little bit more. And then, and only then, will I be able to understand how I can implement it into the things that I'm doing. But still, even now, there's little things like when I'm doing voiceovers and commercials, I think there's room there to explore with the AI. I think there's some room to explore that. But I have not explored it as yet, so I do not really understand it as yet. But that's the mission. That is the plan, to start exploring AI and see how it is that I can use it in a positive way. Again, it's choice, because it's there for us, but we could use it negatively or positively. So I have to explore how it is that I can positively use it, and it doesn't take away from my mind. You know, I just feel this thing will make me stop think. What you say, Liam? No, I wrong? Well, you have to help me, you know, Liam. You gotta help me. All right.
If there's one piece of advice that you give to your younger self, what will it be?
Oh, Liam, what a loaded question, but a very welcome one at that. If there was one advice I'd give to my younger self, is to enjoy every moment of this growth and this journey. You know, when we're small, we want to be big. When we're teenagers, we want to be something else. I wish that I understood that every single stage of my life was so beautiful and so vital that I should have spent the time, when I was a young child, spend the time and embrace all of this. When I became a teenager, spend the time and embrace all of being a teenager, and not try to rush forward to it. Yeah, if I could go back, I would spend my time in teenagership and in young adulthood, and I will enjoy it. I wouldn't fight so hard to be an adult. You see what's going on? Bills and things alone I paid, Liam. That was a myth, man. Yeah, but that is it. I would spend more time embracing each stage of life, and really spending time enjoying that moment. That's what I would say to my younger self. Yeah.
Why did you agree to do this interview?
You're mad, man, Liam. You're a style on it. I get to be on Liam's world, and I'm going to say no. You're mad. I had to do this. I feel so honored. No, but on a real, I admire you. Your strength. You inspire. You motivate. And I couldn't, when I got that call, I think this is, I'm going to say it now, I think this is one of the most exciting interviews that I've said yes to, because of you, the person, the way you're driven, the way that you do not allow the world to dictate what your path and your destiny is. Yeah? This is inspiring to me and very motivating. So when Liam calls, I answer. And I'm on Liam's words. Absolutely. Give it to me. Yes, I.
Thank you for being a part of this interview.
Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this interview, Liam.
Yes.
I really do appreciate it and appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.